Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with another episode of Speaking My Mind. How you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. It's a Monday morning here. It's a bit cloudy, but not too bad still here. I want to talk a bit about how important it is to do traveling. Now, I've talked about traveling before, but I want to talk about a bit more in the travel that we've been doing over the past year or so that me and my missus have started doing. So I've talked a bit about how I've talked in one of my episodes, Speaking My Mind in the back. I talked about wrestling and about how I've become a big fan of how I got back into wrestling, shall we say, when I was younger. But I want to talk a little bit about the travel, because what was interesting was a couple of weeks ago from the time of this recording, guys. So a wrestling company, some of you guys, one second. A wrestling company, some of you guys may be familiar with over in America, called All Elite Wrestling. So once a year they've been coming over to the UK, and they did a show at Wembley Stadium this year. And obviously me and my partner, I'm big AEW fan, went to the show, had a great time and all that kind of stuff. But what was interesting was how some people who are so committed to being fans of something, the lengths that they go to is quite unbelievable. Now, there are fans, believe it or not, fans of it that literally will go all over the world to support that company, which is crazy. And you can say the same thing about anything, really. You know, and it's a lot of travel. It's a lot of commitment and whatnot. And AEW did a show in Cardiff, what they call a television show they called Dynamite and Collision. They taped in Cardiff in Wales, and it was the first time that they were doing it in the UK, and I wanted to be a part of that. And unfortunately my partner could not get the time off, and when he announced it, I was like, I'd already straight away booked, before I even got my tickets, guys, I booked the trains from trainline.com, booked the hotel, and I had it all booked before I even got my tickets, because I was so hell-bent on going to this show. I didn't care what anybody else said. I wasn't so fussed about the cost at the time, although looking back now, it was a lot of money, guys. It was a lot of money. But looking back on it now, it was fantastic. You know, I had a great time. It was nice to go back to Cardiff. You know, but it was weird doing that travel, going all that way by myself. It was very weird doing it. But it was an interesting experience, because it's not very often that I do lots of travel like that on my own. But there are wrestling fans who do this all the time, or not just wrestling fans. You could say musicians, or all kinds of people that do that for things that they love and support, and the lengths that you go to support certain people is quite insane. It's pretty insane stuff, and I find it fascinating as well, because you're giving up so much of your time, of your money, to go to some of these places. It's incredible, and that's what people did, you know. And I went all the way out there on Wednesday, got up super early, like 6 a.m. in the morning, said goodbye to the missus. She went off to work, travelled down to Paddington, travel from where I lived all the way to Paddington Station, and that's not an easy trek to go to by myself. Waited for my train, got to Cardiff, arrived in Cardiff by myself, and I'm like, okay, I've got several hours before the show, what do? Luckily, I met some other wrestling fans who I've been kind of gotten to know a little bit online, but never met in person. I met one or two for the first time, which was great. So hopefully I get to meet they're regulars from one or two other promotions as well. But I felt very, before I met them, I went out there feeling very lonely. because obviously I'm not used to doing such traverses on my own. It was very different to me, because I'm not used to doing such a thing like that. I think the one time I think I've done a journey like that on my own was was for me actually. I think it was when my granddad passed away, long time ago now, guys. And my dad said to me, if you want to come to the funeral, you'll have to book the flight and all that stuff, come over myself. And I was like, it was a bit mad. But yeah, I remember going to Luton Airport, checking myself in and doing all that stuff by myself. It was the weirdest thing. I'd never done it before, but I did it, and it was fine, you know. And Dad picked me up on the other side, but it was still a weird experience. But it's different for everyone. And someone said to me after I did the experience in Cardiff, they said, well, if you can do that, you can do anything. You can do anything. You can travel anywhere. And she was right, that person who said that to me, because it's like, so like, part of me really wants to go to America, to an AEW show in America, but I know how expensive the flights would be. I know how expensive it is to go way out there. And what's even more hampering, you have to remember, is that I don't drive. I don't have a driving license. So unless I have a chauffeur, I'm kind of buggered, yeah, most places. Unless it's in the city centre, I suppose, then I'll be all right. But yeah, I'm very conscious I am of travelling on my own. The other thing as well is, obviously, I don't really want to do journeys without my partner. It's just not really ideal for me. Don't really want to do that, if I'm honest, guys. And yeah, there's always a money cost to all these things. But there's the memories and there's the experience, you know. And part of me says, like, you only have one life, and you might as well make the most of life as well. So there's definitely some things on my bucket list I definitely want to do. That's for sure, guys. But yeah, traveling on your own sort of thing, you know. What have you guys done that? I guess the question I have for you guys is, have you guys done long distance travel on your own? First time you did it, what was it like? Did it faze you? Did it bother you at all? Are some of you guys used to doing it? Or maybe some of you have never done long haul travels on your own. Let me know your thoughts about traveling as such down in the comments section below. Generally curious to see what you guys think about my thoughts about it. I think it's different for everyone. Everyone has different experiences. Some people may have had a really bad experience and never done it again. Some people had a really good experience and want to do more of it. But it varies, and I guess it also depends on where you're going as well, because that plays a part in it too. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much if you've watched all the way, guys. Really appreciate it. And I hope to catch you all very soon.